summer. Now, Snakes and Ladders, Monopoly, Scrabble, all popular board games. But now, apparently, there's a new kid on the block. Well, new to some.
Well, the game Pucket, as it's known in the UK, has its origins in France. It basically involves flicking counters through a hole in the middle of a board.
The World Pucket Championships are taking place in Dorset this evening. Tom Hepworth is there. Have you mastered the game yet, Tom?
No, not really. I'm more of a bar billiards man, to be honest, Sally. Yeah, it is actually quite an historic day here in Dorset because it is the first ever World Championships taking place here at the Ocado Lounge in Christchurch. You can see some of the players are warming up already, getting the finger muscles working. In fact, some of them have come from as far afield as the USA and Croatia. But what is Pucket, I hear you say, and how do you play it? I've been finding out.
Pucket has been played in the dark corners of bars in Europe for centuries. Elastic has replaced catgut, but the game remains the same. Get rid of all the pucks on your side as quickly as possible. Mike Wood is probably Dorset's best player.
What's the technique? Can you show us?
There's two techniques. One is the harpist. You hold the elastic back, fire.
Like this?
It goes like that.
So what you...
Exactly. Or there's another technique, they call it the garners, and you do that. A way to make sure everyone starts at the same time, you do a high 10.
Yeah.
Then straight into it.
OK. What are the dark arts of
well,
this
the
game?
dark arts are that you can barrack, and it's to be encouraged. And some people, when they're starting to lose, I've had people getting really confident. You're not going to beat me, and they start shouting.
I'm not sure there's drugs testing in Pucket.
There's no drug testing yet. No.
You'd have to maybe testing for coffee.
For caffeine, exactly.
Fair advantage.
Well, it does, yeah.
I'm actually doing quite well here.
Yeah, yes, you're actually.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Great game. At last. I've beaten the Grandmaster. World domination.
We can all go home. Marvellous.
Well, just for the record, Mike won that by 31 games to 1. Now, you might be asking yourself why an old French game is so popular here in Christchurch. Well, I can tell you it's because a local company has researched and developed it, basically, the old French game. They even actually appeared on the programme Dragon's Den, but some of the dragons, well, they were less than complimentary.
I can't think of anything more boring than sitting down at night playing that game.
Could we persuade you to have a go?
No.
But I got bored very, very quickly. It's not that exciting.
Well, undeterred by that mauling, David Harvey is with me now. He's the man behind all this. So what gave you the idea, David?
Well, I was a student in France and I saw this game being played and it just looked like a lot of fun. I made one for my brother for Christmas and we got really obsessed with it. A few years later, I lost my job in the credit crunch and got a redundancy payout and decided to plough that in to start a company. And part of what was motivating me was I wanted to do something with a social purpose. So we use a fair trade supplier. It's artisans in northern India that make the game. So we're proud of that positive social impact.
So what's the end result of the fact that it's a fair trade thing? This isn't it's not cheap, is it?
That's true. Well, in fact, there's not a huge amount of difference in cost, especially when you're starting out as a fair trade supplier. What it means is that because the game is made by artisans, you can have quite low production volumes, and cost is still reasonable.
And of course, there's the social element as well, isn't there? Now, why choose Christchurch for the World Championships?
Well, it's Fairtrade Fortnight. Christchurch has a very active fair trade scene with the Christchurch Fairtrade Committee, so they're hosting this championship. It's a quiet time of year for us, so it's wonderful to get people playing, generate some interest, and we're all having fun.
Indeed we are. Well, it looks like fun anyway. It certainly is, I can tell you. David, thank you very much indeed. There are about 90 people expected in town tonight. Now, it may surprise you to know, Sally, that the BBC hasn't bid for the live sporting coverage rights for the game of Pucket. So, unfortunately, we might have to bring you the results tomorrow. Back to you.
Tom, thanks very much. No doubt he'll be the commentator in the bar if it does happen. We had so many board games when we were young. We used to get one every Christmas from a relative.
Yeah.
I think they're